So welcome back to my animation channel. Thanks once again for joining me. This is a short bit of video that I've got in my course Animating with OpenToonz, and this video is just going to detail a little aspect that I found new to OpenToonz, with thanks to Darren T. I found this little trick on his channel. Go check him out. I'll put the link in the description here of this video. But basically what we're doing here is in the scene where from the course, scene 2, where the fishing boat is coming into the harbor, I'm going to have some seals on the harbor walls, and then the seals are obviously going to move and some of them will dive in, etc, etc. So we're going to be creating a seal here, or in this video in the course we'll go through the whole process of creating the seal, but in the shortened version here for YouTube I'm just going to show a few aspects of how I went about creating this. So the first thing I did was bring up my reference here, imported it, and I'm creating a Toonz raster level for the line. I'm using the default black color, and I'm just playing with the smoothness and hardness, size, etc. of this line, trying to get it to what I want. I'm using it in pencil mode and switch on the pressure as well, because I'm trying to get that slightly, I don't want just a flat line, I want a line with a bit of shape to it. So if we zoom in here, we can see how broken up these rasters get. You don't obviously get that in the vectors. So let's just turn this layer off, or this column off, and let's just try again. Turn the pressure and the pencil off. I'm just using the brush here. If we zoom in, we can see it's a little bit better, not as broken up. So we rub that out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the level palette and go and select the rasters, and then look for a pen in raster and use that. So I select that, and if I bring up my level palette, there it is. And then what we will do as well is just select or create a color, a new color in our level palette, a seal kind of gray color, and I can go fill that. Now this isn't filling because I've got the lock alpha on, so let's just go turn that off and fill it. And then if we turn that on and select another color and paint over it, you'll see that the lock alpha allows you to paint over what has been painted. So now that we've got the gray, the color, and the pen selected, we can start drawing. I'm still not too happy with that pen, so let's just play with its pressure. Yeah, that's what I want. A bit of a taper, as though you're working with one of those beautiful old ink drawing pens with a flat nib. That's the kind of look I really like. We can start tracing this guy out, the seal, and then we can fill him, not with the black. Go and select the gray and fill it. And if you've been watching my previous videos, I usually paint on another layer and put it behind the line. But for this seal and maybe some of the characters going forwards, I'm going to be doing it on the same level. It probably is a little bit faster. I'm still going to use the way that I work, which is cut and paste or select and rotate, select and move. I really do like working that way, so I'm still going to be doing that. But the paint and the line work will be on the one level. So we go through the seal, and using this method of just selecting and rotating, it does the downfall of it, because these things are basically pixels and not vector lines. You do get a bit of degrading of the line. In other words, every time you copy it, because of anti-alias, etc., the line starts to break down quite a bit. So if you do a lot of this, and I do, you'll see eventually your line quality starts to break down. So that's the downside of using this copy and paste technique, or select and rotate, etc. technique. The line quality does break down. Think about it as a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. If it was an old school photostat machine, you'd understand how that breaks down really fast. So it's basically the same methodology here, because it's with pixels. So I still like using it because it's, to me, the faster way of working. You can keep your volume of your shapes better, etc. But it's not for everybody. So it's just my method at the moment. I may well change that, but I'm just showing you what I'm using at the moment. So here's a little trick coming up here that I got off Darren T's channel, and that is when when you fill these, sometimes they're auto-filling. So sometimes because of anti-aliasing, the lines are not pure lines. They don't have hard binary black and white. They fuzz out into various shades of gray as you zoom into them. And that means that the software can't always fill all the little nooks and crannies. So you get these spots where it doesn't fill, and that can be a bit of a pain. So what I found on Darren's channel was there's a little new added thing that OpenToonz has, and you see one there. There's a little white spot that it hasn't filled. So OpenToonz has added a nice little way to fix things like this, and that is up in your type bar at the top left. If you scroll down to the pick and freehand and select that, and then using your fill tool, select the color that you want to fill it with. You can just select it off the drawing here, and then drag it around those little open spaces, and it will auto-fill those. So a very, very cool little trick. Once again, this is straight off Darren T's channel, and he goes into a lot of detail on the video. As I say, I'll put the link in the bio, or sorry, in the description here. So be sure to go check that out. So if you want to check the full video of how I created the seal for the scene, please go check out the link in the description below. And again, I'll put in the links to Darren T's channel and the specific video where he goes into this pick and freehand tool in a lot more detail. Once again, thanks very much for joining my channel. Please, if you haven't already, go and subscribe. Go and subscribe to my mailing list if you want to receive some emails from me about what's happening in the channel. And otherwise, thanks very much for joining me. Please drop in again, and happy animating out there. All the best. Bye.